Welcome back to SK Aesthetics, a place for grounded, calm education, supporting the connection between your skin, mind, and body, and the role the nervous system plays in all three. Here we hold space for the whole picture, from the science of regulation through breath to the elephant in the room topics, offering wellness without fear and education without dismissal of context. This is your life, your skin, mind, body journey. Take what resonates and you know what to do with the rest. Let's begin. So today, with it being Valentine's, I'd like to discuss the topic around decision fatigue, and specifically in the context of health, beauty, and wellness. And how the ultimate gift, my humble opinion, is that you give yourself permission to say bye-bye to the mental overload and the absolutes around health, beauty, and wellness. So, what do I mean by that? In an era of relentless information, the pursuit of wellness has paradoxically become a source of exhaustion. And what I like to do is show people that they can reclaim wellness on their individual terms, because that's just going to look different and be different depending on where you're standing in the room. SK Aesthetics has evolved, and I'd say it's evolved into a space of accountability and supportive presence. My personal observation of many wellness journeys suggests there's a common thread. Many use the pursuit of being well and looking well as a way to prove that they're enough. And so as I aged, and I am aging, I'd like to think that I'm also growing. And with that comes just different insights, right? The truth is that wellness begins when the focus shifts from prescriptive beauty, which is telling someone what's wrong, to supportive wellness. So asking them, what is right? The metric for success is no longer a social standard, but a simple filter. Are these decisions being made from a place of self-compassion, or are they being made from self-loathing? When wellness is accepted as being obtainable through one path, we explain this as a narrow definition, meaning there's just one way, one route, that's it. And of course that can't hold true. Not in wellness, and it really shouldn't. Instead, what SK Aesthetics wants to do is to hand back the remote control over to you, so that you can watch, switch, and choose the channels that best support your nervous system. We promote transformation over trends, and that just means that if you have the capacity, then by all means follow that confusing, or let me not say confusing, follow that complex step if it works for you. An example, 15-20 step routine inspired by Korean cosmetics. Is that bad? Nope. But what about those who don't or can't and really are unable to keep up with all those steps? Well, we've been for years just telling people keep it simple, and really seeing that it often can still have a really good result on the skin, mind, and body as a whole. Of course, needless to say, decision fatigue is a huge disruptor for the nervous system, as well as overly rigid dietary rules and just unachievable societal pressures, right? To achieve a perfect version of ourselves, so that so wellness has really just shifted from a state of being to a performance of doing. And then that's just by default going to to create decision fatigue. So here's my stance on this. With an audio insight for Valentine's, what do I think is the greatest gift that one could offer themselves this season? I don't think it's another product or another box of chocolate or some roses. I wouldn't even go as far to say it's... Okay, this might be controversial. I'm going to even push out love from another, just for the moment, and walk with me here, okay? It's really that permission to pause. You, as an individual, just pause for a moment, breathe, and accept that the only right way to anything, and especially when it comes to our health, beauty, wellness regime, it's going to be what works for you as an individual. It's Valentine, so this leads me into the timely subtopic, which is around, and was totally inspired by a Galentine's gathering earlier this week. It was the whole topic around med spa, the holistic paths, right? Can the two be mutually interchanged? Or are they something that have to be so far apart? You know, are we standing on one side? And I noticed that pattern. So for Valentine's, that's another gift I want to give to you, is a conversation, hopefully from a calming resonance. Well, while we unpack, discuss without reaction, just sit with it. And let's look into clarity, and or at least just being able to realize that there's no opposing here. One doesn't have to be all right, and one definitely doesn't have to be all wrong. And at SK Aesthetics, with our clients, we really promote informed choice. And that's something that I deeply enjoy, which is providing perspective and at least some form of underlying ability to internally reflect. Because when we can do that, it becomes more than just anxious thoughts. It becomes a way of minimizing decision fatigue, which, FYI, creates aging. Yeah, the more decision fatigue, the more stress, the more anxiety, the more shame, the more guilt, and the swinging emotions left to right. Well, living within that itself is just emotionally exhausting. So I love creating that calm within the room, mainly because I've had to do that within me. I don't speak from a place of judgment or knowing it all, because I certainly don't. What I can share, again, are insights, observations, lived experience. And if there's any way that technique that has been learned over 25 years in a spa room can go further, can reach more, can create calm, can evolve wellness, then I'm here for it. So I've got another Valentine's gift for you. And that's just, you know what? It still goes into the med spa holistic. So I'll save that. I'll save that and continue here with the opposing thoughts around med spa and holistic. So here's my thoughts on this. It's that, and if I've said it, just excuse me, these insights are going to be all about flow. So my hope is that my thoughts are organized, but it's also to just bring some humanity around thoughts and non-performance, and knowing when we want to perform and when we don't, and having that choice. I think that's so beautiful. I think that it's not only soothing for our sensory and nervous and regulation, it hands down impacts the skin-mind-body connection. So I said I had another gift for you. Really, it's an opportunity for you to have your own Valentine's vow. Wow. So this year, this Valentine's, I'd like to give you the invitation to stop. Stop asking if choices are correct. Again, I'm saying that because I have observed the amount of stress it puts on people. Is this correct? Is this correct? Is this correct? And we're not even I'm telling you, I observe the breath literally held. No exhale, no inhale, just fear. And I mentioned a few things that the audio insights would do, and here's one of them. It's to educate you, not teach, but educate you on how calm becomes possible. And for now, I can get to do that within a container of YouTube audio insights. And then, for those who want to dive deeper, there are those professional trainings, courses, etc., etc. But I'm here as lived experience to show you embodied flow, right? Embodied flow is just being you and being able to handle the complexities of life. But also for those interested in their skin, mind, body journey, I'm here to be a safe space so that you can reflect on them and you can decide them and then you can choose them and then you can explore them without the anxiety and jerky reactions. So again, first audio insight, forgive me if some bits are all over the place, but as you know, or may not know, but that's how flow goes, right? You just go. And I hope that allows me to just be in that place of sharing observations without preaching, without condemning, without having to be right, and certainly not knowing it all. I open myself up to explore with you so that we can grow in flow, have the skin, mind, body we love through choice. And of course, through introspection as well as education. I'm an educator at heart. Perhaps you've picked up on that. But I love my clients to be informed. I love people to be educated. And then what you do, that's on you. What they say? Boo. So if choice leads you to feeling nourished rather than feeling that you're fixing, then the goal of wellness has already been achieved. So, invitation, I believe I said it, but stop asking if the choices are correct by external standards and start asking if they promote connection, community, and presence. So I'll say it again. This year, my invitation, Valentine's, wow, for you, is to stop asking, is this correct? Is this next thing correct? Is this surgery correct? Is this minimal, non-invasive surgery correct? Is this organic product correct? Is this holistic method correct? Is this correct, right? Not from a hot potato stance. Everyone who follows and listens to these audio insights are likely going to be coming from a place of really being tired of being exhausted, tired of being anxious, tired of not being able to breathe. I'll close. This year, the invitation is to stop asking if choices are correct by external standards and start asking if they promote connection to self, connection to community, and presence. Well, That was my first audio insight. I actually loved it. Thank you for sharing this space of quiet information. So if this insight helped you catch your breath, do carry that regulation with you. And you can find the next full text and join our deep diving community at ESCO. I'm going to repeat that because I messed up and I will not be editing on this flow audio insight. So Authenticity 101. Here we go again. Thank you for sharing the space of quiet information. And if this insight helps you catch your breath, do carry that regulation with you. You can find the full text and join our deep dive community at SK Inflow on Substack, or explore the full SK Inflow library at skaesthetics.com. And remember, we can't control the storm outside, but a small breath can calm the inside. I'll see you at the next insight.